Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. It is almost noon, like 11:50. I was like, I should not even be allowed to call this a morning show, but I have like every excuse in the world. Does it sound different? Because it's so echoing in here. I'm in a different room. Okay. So this is how much I want to hang out with the trees today. I've relocated myself upstairs into a different room so that you and I can ask the trees, what do you want to talk about today? So we're going to hang out with our tree guides. What do you want to talk about today? So my morning, I was up earlier than I normally am, and I thought, oh, it's too early to record a podcast. And I was like, I'm going to try to finish this Mullen podcast that I'm working on for Herbal Marie. Well, I was doing pretty good, staying focused, and just about the time that I was like, okay, I got to wrap this up because I do need to record the Thursday podcast for Ho, doesn't my phone start blowing up? Like, everyone was like needing to reach out to me. Someone from out of the clear blue, an old mama friend, she messaged me. Another mama friend down the road was like, hey, do you know that they're delivering breakfast and lunches for the kids down, they're having a drop-off site. The school district is dropping off breakfasts and lunches. And then like my mom was messaging me, then my former husband was messaging me, then my best friend Asiel, the Oracle, was messaging me. Then I made the mistake of opening up Facebook. I had a ton of messages there. I'm like, dang. Then I had to go pick up the food. Then I had to wake up the kids. Okay, so anyways, it's almost noon. I know I'm really, really late. There is that part of my mind that's like, remember how sometimes you take a week off? Maybe you should take a week off. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, whoa, slow down, everybody. And that lives in my head. Let's just record the podcast. We don't need to take a week off. But yeah, that part of me that wants to be lazy is like, remember that one time that you took a Thursday to Thursday week break? It's like that part of my brain has not forgotten. And on top of that, I have my phone beside me trying to hear from my mechanic about the van. So anyways, it needed inspected. I don't even know if it will pass inspection. It is so rusty and so rickety. But if it is okay, I'm like, drive it. Like if it's just even kind of okay, let's drive it. All right. So anyways, that's my excuses. How are you? How are you doing? Do you have any idea what do you think the trees are going to want to talk about today? I wish I had a memory. I can't remember what it was last week, but if you're new to the podcast, on Thursdays, we hang out with the trees. I have the Soul Trees Oracle cards by Allison Williams Yee, and we simply ask the deck, what do you want to talk about? So what do the trees want to talk about? And this deck will give us a topic, something that the trees want to talk about, maybe a little message, and then we have two other decks that we finish up with. So it's usually pretty fun. So I am upstairs in my bedroom slash sewing studio. I have a multi-purpose room. So I put my Singer sewing machine on the floor, and I cleared off this desk, and I have a lamp here, so it's actually like I can see the cards really, really good. It's a little more echoey in this room, but I do a lot of recording up here for Herbal Marie, so it feels pretty good. I usually don't sit at this desk, but it's okay. I mean, we can get messages anywhere. But anyways, yeah, all the kids are awake and clanging their spoons on bowls and slurping their corn syrup chocolate milk from the school district. And I thought, you know what? Instead of me like asking them to be quiet, how about I just go upstairs? You know, the path of least resistance. It's like, wait a second. How about I just make all of our lives easier and me be the one that removes myself instead of asking them to do the impossible? Because really, the more you try to be quiet, like, it just doesn't happen. So anyways, that's been my morning. Okay, so let me move my phone over here. I'm going to turn it on vibrate, so I hope that I'll at least see it. It's 11:55, tap, tap, good number. Trying to keep an ear out so I don't miss their call. I mean, they're terrible at calling me anyway, so at some point at like 3:30, I'll be calling them and being like, are you done with the van? And they'll be like, yeah, we were done with it this morning. But I did let them know, like, if it's time for me to retire her, like, hey, I'd rather know, you know, and put my fundage in a, I guess I'm going to get a car next time, because minivans are expensive. So I'll probably just get a used car, and that will be a shock, a total cultural shock for someone who's had like a van for 15 years, maybe. I don't know. I've had like 3 vans. So I'm used to traveling with a closet. I mean, I'm like, I don't know what like will happen when like I only have a trunk. Like, what? Like, wait, the kids don't each get their own row? We have to sit next to each other? Like, what? All right. Anyways, it's fine. I might like it. Okay. Hey, and there's on the bottom of the deck, the guess what tree it is? It says be open. Yeah, I am going to be open. I'm going to be open to whatever. You know, it's like my ego wants to be like, well, what do you want to have happen? Do you want the van to pass inspection or not? And I'm like, listen, ego, I'm just going to be open to whatever is in my highest good. Like, if the van is if it's safe, it will pass inspection. If it doesn't pass inspection, then guess what? It won't. Okay, I just got so distracted, you guys. This is hilarious and creepy. So on my iPad, there's like a hole where you would, I guess that's where like I will probably stick in headphones maybe. And I see these little prongy things sticking out of it right now. I'm looking at this. And I'm like, that looks like dust or like metal shards, or what is that? And then right to the left of it, I see a cobweb. And I put 2 and 2 together, and now I see it's crawling out of the hole. There's a fucking spider crawling out of my iPad hole. Of like the headphone iPad hole. And it's probably like, what the hell? It's probably like, what the hell? We don't usually record in this room. So it's climbing out now on the web. What kind of spider is this? It's like a little jumping black spider. Like the kind that like I'm usually generally very afraid of. Are you going to be sad if I squish it? Who here is going to be like, this looks like a biter, but it's actually really, really cute. And how freaking adorable that it's made its home on an iPad that I use 5 days a week. I mean, is that funny? Because it's like they'll build a web anywhere. And it's just the right size to climb into that hole and hide from me. And it goes in there. How deep does it go in there? It's looking at me. Now I'm going to feel bad, right? It's totally distracting me in this podcast too. It's crazy. And I did knock down a little cobweb on this same side of the iPad the other day, and I thought, wow, dust and cobwebs will get anywhere. But I never thought that it was living in my iPad. There's a little spider living in my iPad hole. I mean, yeah, like that would be, well, I don't know what that is because I have a square rectangle charger thing on the one side of the iPad, and then up here at like the top of the iPad, there's a circular hole. So I don't actually know what that hole is for, but it's apparently somebody's home. All right, well, on that note, I have a co-host now. It's a spider. I'm not doing anything. It's in the hole. It's in its safe space. Like I'm not that much of a predator. I mean, I'll figure it out here. So anyways, we'll add that onto my crazy ass morning. So yeah, that's the energy right now. Kind of fun, kind of fluid, kind of different. Like, go with the flow, be flexible. Like, things that aren't my normal routine have found me this morning. Different conversations. Like, part of me could have been like, even like with that food, the school lunch thing, like the old me would have been like, I am not feeding my children that junk, right? But you know what? I was like, one, they would love that corn syrup chocolate milk. Like, they like the forbidden chocolate milk. They would probably really like that. It was nice of my neighbor mama friend to reach out. The kindness that the two people standing in the freezing cold passing out these breakfasts and lunches, I was like, you know what? Just let humanity come together. Now, granted, my son said, I'm not eating a corn dog. Okay, that's what the lunch was. Corn dog, corn, maybe an applesauce. So, I mean, take it or leave it, kids. You know what I mean? But geez, I live in a small rural road, okay? Like a little town, but not hardly, right? It's not really a town. But the fact that, like, I literally walked there. I was like, Sadie, come on, like, kindness comes knocking. It's not perfect kindness, but what is? You know what I mean? It's like, just take it, just accept it. And when I picked up the food, the guy was like, tell your friends and be sure to come back tomorrow. So it's like, it seems like they have more than enough food. Like, they actually they need people to take it, right? So how else does this help people? Well, those two people might be employed by the school district, right? So they're maybe still being able to get a little bit of a paycheck. The cafeteria kitchen ladies are getting paid because I'm taking this food. You know what I mean? Like, when I look at it that way, it's like, that's a different perspective. So we got to be open. So yeah, now with this spider co-host, I could be freaked out, right? Like, there's like a little jumping spider. I don't know if it's the kind that are poisonous or not. I have no idea. But like, isn't it kind of cute that it feels comfortable around me enough to build its home? Like, I literally use this iPad every single morning, Monday through Friday. And it's like, and I talk, like, it's next to the hole is on the same side as the microphone. And yet it still wants to be near me. Aww, isn't that sweet? I'm gonna feel so bad when I squish him. All right, okay, I'm focused now. Thanks for holding out, and I needed a minute to just kind of breathe deep. Oh, I want to tell you one more random thing about breathing deep. So, I don't know if this was in one of my oracle decks. Yeah, it had to have been, because I read it. Part of the message was to breathe deep. And then the next sentence said, exhale first. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what do you mean you exhale? Because when someone tells you to take a deep breath, do you exhale? No, you inhale. And I was like, what? Is this a typo? And I was like, is that even possible? When someone says breathe deep, is that even possible to exhale first? Well, I tried it, and guess what? It is possible. And not only that, it helps you take a much deeper inhale. Because a lot of times when someone says, take a deep breath, doesn't it kind of actually feel shallow at first? Because, like, one, maybe you weren't ready, or I don't know, like, you almost have to exhale and then inhale again to get a good breath. See, this makes sense. So if we exhale first, when someone says, take a deep breath. Well, first exhale. That was an exhale. Like, it just frees up all this space to, you know what I mean? First. Anyways, now that when I'm hearing like anything about breathing deep, I'm remembering that oracle message from the other night, and I'm trying to exhale first. And then even if you like suck it in through your mouth, like it's such a deep breath because you exhaled first. I know. Perspectives be changing left and right. I mean, there's even a part of me that wants to keep the spider as a pet. Like, what's it eating on my iPad? My dander? That's disgusting. All right, what do the trees want to talk about today? Because all I want to talk about is corn syrup, chocolate milk, and spiders living in my iPad hole. So that's all I got. All right, let's see here. What do the trees want to talk about? There's 2 popping up in the middle. So we've done this before, 2 popping up in the middle, and then we can do top and bottom. The first one popping up in the middle is break free, reversed. Then we have energy again. We just had energy, but now it's coming with break free. Okay. Now we have honor yourself on the top. Also one that we've pulled before. This is out of a deck of 80 cards, and on the bottom we have the first root chakra. Okay, so let's see here. Pretty clear message to me, actually, like now that we have the first root chakra. We have a reversed break free. So it's like we are still working in those lower chakras. Very funny, trees. Okay, personally, I talk a lot about my physical desires. And it's saying you've got to break free from that sexual dependency. We'll just call it what it is, sexual dependency. And I just want to tell the trees that I am doing that more and more, and I feel really good. I do. The honor yourself. Everyone here will stand up for me because I told everyone to look up that song called I'm It. Remember? Did you look up that song? If not, even on YouTube, watch the video. The video is actually really funny. But if you missed it the other day, one of my new favorite songs is by a lady girl called Kota Banks, Kota, Kota Banks. And the song's called I'm It. I'm It. And if you haven't looked it up yet, you need to, because it will inspire you to honor yourself and love yourself and invest energy in yourself, commit to yourself, love yourself, and tell yourself every morning you're the shit. That's what she says. That's the lyrics. Like, every morning she wakes up and she says, I tell myself I'm the shit. I tell myself I'm it. I feel my own tits. It's a ridiculous song, but like, it's got a catchy little jingle. I think you'll like it. You'll know why I like it, because it is all about honoring yourself, and basically like she's dating herself and loving herself and flattering herself and buying herself stuff. And it's not just like superficial, like it really is like loving yourself. And even last night I had a great experience with myself, just really feeling that self-love and thankfulness. And, it's so good to say to yourself, I love you. And then use your name. Like, actually say your name. Like, if your name was Sadie, you would say, I love you, Sadie. I love you, Sadie. And really, like, let yourself hear that and feel that and wrap your arms around yourself, because, yeah, you're it. You are it. That is the most important relationship you have here with yourself. It's the groundwork for everything. So this break free energy, break free of these energy zappers, break free of the idea that you need anything or anyone outside of yourself. You need to honor yourself. I mean, when you honor yourself, you love yourself, you invest in yourself, you be with yourself, you appreciate yourself, anything outside of yourself then just becomes an extra bonus. But you need to get that experience in you. And we talked about this because we just, like, I think just last week had this energy tree. I cannot believe it was popping up again in the deck like that. After you heard how many times I shuffled, and I shuffled another dozen times when I wasn't recording. Like, this deck is friggin' shuffled. And yet that energy, more energy coming from that first root chakra. And now I felt like this is going to set the tone for us. And if we can just let go of our attachments, if we can just break free from the things that were holding us back or making us feel like we were in bondage or insecure, or the things that are preventing us from honoring ourselves, right? Yesterday we manifested more dignity, right? We're just born with dignity, but like, yeah, we can lose sight of it. So it's like, manifest more dignity, honor yourself, know that you are worthy. You're born worthy. You really are. So if there's anything in your life that's making you feel less than that, it's time to break free from that. Honor yourself, honor your first root chakra. I think it's good to, if you do have any type of sexual issues, any type of survival issues, like your basic needs aren't being met, if there's any fears going on, that's like your first root chakra work that you need to do. So clean it up if you need to, and then let that energy flow. Now, the really cool thing is that first root chakra card is red, and so it looks really powerful under the energy tree, because the energy tree is like a reddish hot pink fuchsia, magenta color, and orange and yellow, all these colors. The break free tree is very dark violet, and then like the same color magenta, but it is reversed. What's also sweet, now I look at these trees, is like the break free branches are kind of like holding hands with the honor yourself tree branches. It's like, honor yourself, and honor yourself enough to let go of anything toxic in your life. All right, I just want to look in her little book. What does she have for break free? Release and let go of what has been holding you back. And I mean it, girl. And I mean it, boy. Do I have any guys listening in? I mean, I always feel like I'm talking to only women. Okay, I am a little bit sexist like that. And I just assume that only women would care about what I have to say or whatever. And I always, on my YouTube channel, feel like I'm broadcasting to women. Well, I looked at my YouTube stats, one time, and I still every once in a while check in to see if this is the truth. And always, over half of them are men. Like, it might be pretty close to 50% men, and sometimes it's more than that. But there's a lot of men tuning in to my work, and they just sit back and don't say much. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I'm glad you're here, bro. I'm glad you're here. Because we really have to honor and celebrate the men who are willing to open up their hearts, to do their shadow clearing work, to clear their energy, to break free from things that are holding them back. So anyways, even though like I will still address everyone as if they are a woman, that's why I say you guys, because I'm from Western Pennsylvania, and that is a proper way to address a group of women. Hey, you guys, what's up? So yeah, let's break free regardless of how you identify. Let's break free from anything that has been holding us back. So the trees want us to really, really honor ourselves now, and know that if something's holding us back, that's not in our highest good, because we should be free beings. We really should be. And another random thing that is stuck in my head, so I have to tell you about it, is, I got the message the other day it was a tree card, and it was saying, like, learn to dance like a tree with your roots or your feet firmly rooted in the ground, but swaying and bending with the wind. And so now a lot of times I'm doing that when I dance. I dance every day. Okay, I love to dance. And I'm taking more time to not move my feet, just to really like anchor in some energy and to connect with the trees, and to just give my old lady bunion toe a break. But like, also I was like, actually, I really like dancing like a tree. My feet love it. But yeah, it's like, allow this energy to flow within you. And I think it's really good too to feel new ways of your energy flowing. So I've been hanging out with Eckhart Tolle, my boy Eckhart. And he really wants to talk about that inner body energy, that, I don't know if he calls it an inner being, but that inner presence. And he encourages you often to just put your hands out, palms up. So do that now. And, close your eyes if you can. If not, just quiet down and sense that presence of energy. Your inner body, that's what he calls it, I think. Your inner body. There's always that inner body of yours. So his thing is like, that is your eternal you. That is your true you. This physical form will dissolve. It gets old, it ages, it dissolves, and someday we don't need this body. But that inner body that you have is the true you. So the more we can allow ourselves to feel that inner body, the more energy we get flowing in our life. So as I stand there with my feet not moving and my eyes closed and just my trunk and branches dancing like a tree, right? That helps me connect with my inner body, and that helps me cultivate more energy. And so, then that goes into the root chakra, right? So if I'm standing there not moving my feet, my trunk, my legs are still, that energy is coming from the base of my spine. That movement is more focused. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to come from that place. So it's actually been like a really beneficial practice for me to do that. So the energy card says everything's made up of energy and all things are connected. Be conscious of where you are putting your energy. Synchronicity. So as these people pop out of the woodwork in my life, as things happen, I have to really take notice of the synchronicities. And if I like them, then I need to, encourage that. If I don't like the things that are manifesting in my life, I need to be really aware or conscious of where I'm putting my energy. So synchronicities, they're usually fun. They're usually fun for me, I would say. So that's good. But if things are synchronistically happening that are not fun, then I would take that as thank you for showing me this. I need to clean this up. There's some things that I need to break free away from so that I can reroute that energy and, start to manifest synchronicities that I prefer. So anyways, then we have the first root chakra. I'll read you in her little pamphlet what Allison Williams Yee says about the soul trees. The first chakra, the root, usually considered to be red, is located at the base of the spine. This chakra is related to matters concerning our physical life. It relates to our connection to self and to the world, including security, home, career, money, family of origin, and our connection to the earth. So it can be blocked by fear. So that is something that we have to break free of. What type of energy do we need to break free of? The soul trees are saying break free from the energy of fear. Fear. Do you hear my dog snoring? Zen, you're snoring again. He sneaks in here, says he's going to be quiet, and then he's snoring right behind me. All right. I have a spider living in my iPad hole and a snoring dog behind me. Okay. So fear is most definitely, the trees want to say that the fear is most definitely almost like, I want to say almost like a consciousness or a thought form or a collection of thoughts. Like it is something that can expand and grow. You know what I mean? It's legitimate. Like fear is a legitimate energy. So you need to decide right now if you want to keep aligning with fear or if you are ready to break free. Are you ready to break free from your fears? And because it's the first root chakra, we're being encouraged to look at any fears that we might have about security, our home, our career, money, things like that. Even if like you are fearful for the earth, right? You're still feeding into fear. Like even though like you love Gaia, you love Mother Earth, you love the planet, you're an environmentalist. If you are feeding into the devastation vibes, you're feeding into fear. So it's actually time for you to stop that and start to envision the planet healthy and clean and that you would want to be residing on. Do you know what I mean? It's a different energy to be loving the earth. It's a whole different energy to be caught up in the vision of destruction, in the frequency of fear. So yeah, if we could break free from all our fears, whatever they are, but especially the first chakra, especially fears that come from the root chakra imbalance, it's time so that we can reroute that energy. It's time to clean up and reroute. Sorry, fear. I mean, I love you, and sometimes I need you to tell me when there's a tiger in the room, but like usually I don't need fear to this extent. And especially when there's no reason for it or cause for it and we're breaking up. I'm sorry, fear, but we are breaking up. It's not you, it's me. Bullshit. But I do want to honor myself, and that's the last card that the trees brought in. Honor yourself. And in the book it says honor your own needs, feelings, and desires. Be true to yourself. So it's like, I know society wants me to be fearful of all this stuff right now, but I have to be true to myself. And who I truly am is joyous and blissful and in love with life. Who I am has a lot of energy, is silly, likes to laugh, likes to have fun, right? Who I am is enjoying her incarnation, her temporary incarnation here, right? So it's like, even though fear is like, come with me, children, you know? Like, we have to honor ourselves and break away. Be like, I don't care if the ride is free, right? I don't care if fear is offering a free ride. Everybody all aboard. No thanks. I'd rather walk in this opposite direction. And that's where I'm going to start investing my energy, putting my energy, healing my root chakra, healing my energy, being true to myself, honoring my own needs, my own feelings, my own desires, allowing myself to be any fucking way I want to be. All right. If I ever re-record the intro to hell, I will not say good morning. I will not claim for this to be a morning podcast because now it's 12:32. All right, so no quick messages from us today, from the tree guides. What do you want to talk about? Well, they wanted to talk about breaking free, rerouting energy, healing the fear in the first root chakra, and of course, honoring yourself. So now we're going to go to the Wisdom of Trees Oracle for a little elaboration by Jane Struthers. We'll see. Ooh, take a deep breath. Exhale first. Weird. Isn't that weird? But every once in a while, challenge yourself to do it and see what you think. All right, tree guides. What else do you want to say about us breaking free from fear, honoring ourselves, rerouting our energy? What we give our energy to will grow. What do we want to be investing in? Good question. What do we want to be investing in? What trees would like to come forth? Let's just pick top and bottom from the Wisdom of Trees Oracle. And we've got Ginkgo and pomegranate. So interesting how the same ones, now Ginkgo's new for us, but pomegranate, was that just not last week as well? That celestial connection, that pomegranate working with, let's see what it says again. I thought it was like celestial energy. The pomegranate is the inner journey. Yeah, use your intuition and instincts to tune into the major themes of your life. Meditation will help you to still your mind so that inspiration can strike, and creative visualization will help you to plan your life's path. So now what's interesting is there is an inverse message to this, even though we got it upright. The pomegranate is directly below the first root chakra, and she's also saying to stay focused on positive and constructive thoughts. So she is in this, we've got a right side and a left side, because I just put these cards 2 by 2 going down, and she's on the right side of the trees, the red root chakra, the red, orange, yellow energy. Now she's a red pomegranate. And what is the right side? Is that the divine masculine? But anyways, she says, stay focused. Keep that energy focused on positive and constructive thoughts. Do not let yourself be sidetracked or held back by fears and negative emotions. So there we go, just a confirming of that message. Do not let yourself be held back. You got to break free from fear, break free from negative emotions, and trust that all will be well and that you are being guided in the perfect direction for you. So don't freak out if you've been hitting speed bumps like you're getting paid for it. It's like, dang, like what is all these speed bumps? Like it don't seem like things are flowing, but you are actually being guided in the perfect direction for you. And if you want to increase your faith in that, then start to meditate more, or just start if you've never. Start to quiet your mind more so that you can get intuition, you can get guidance, you can get that creative aha $1 million idea, even if it's not even that great, but to you it feels great. You're like, whoa, this is a great idea. Like last night before bed, I have a quiet mind. I get an idea to print up some hats, right, that like maybe people would want to wear, and I'm like, all right, fine. So like I played around with some designs. I went to bed. Today when I got into my photos, I seen the hat. I had completely forgotten about it, but it was like I created myself like a photographic memo. I'm like, oh yeah, I got that creative idea last night because I had a quiet mind, right? I'm being guided all the time. I don't know if I'll follow through with it, but it was a pretty good idea. But the more we quiet our minds, the more we allow ideas to come in. And the more we do that, the more we practice that, And so it might not be the idea of my lifetime, but it's a idea, right? It's a good idea for now, or at least it's helping me practice receiving ideas and keeping me guided on my path. I know that everything's going to be okay eventually, but I do have to break free from negative emotions and fearful thoughts, okay? Because those are just going to hold me back. So that's what the trees want to talk about today. Don't let yourself be held back, okay? No more holding back. The pomegranate is all about the inner journey. This is the fruit of the underworld. The Deva says, I am the fruit of the underworld, and I will guide you on your inner journey as you enter the rich realms of your unconscious. I can help you to interpret your dreams and to gain a deeper understanding of the world around you. So yeah, this is the story of Persephone. Hold on, I forgot to close the door here. The story of Persephone, which keeps coming up for me here and there. And Hades, who tricked her into eating those pomegranate seeds. And so, yeah, that means she had to spend the winter with him. And then nature started mourning and grieving for her. But when her reemergence into the world each spring, the plants began to grow again. So anyways, pomegranate, you can use the bark of the tree, the rind, the seeds, and the juice. They're all used in Ayurvedic medicine. So, all right, creative visualization. We need to do more of that. We need to honor ourselves, allow ourselves to be how we are, think how we think, create how we want to create, imagine how we want to imagine. Give your, imagination so important. You should make time for it. All right, let's see what the Ginkgo has to add. All about memory. Of course, the Ginkgo will be about memory. So we got a cool rock, huge boulder in front of a tree. In this rock, there's an impression of the leaf. So maybe it's actually a tiny rock, but just the way they took the photo, the rock is way bigger than the Ginkgo tree behind it out there in the field. I can't tell if it's a male or female tree. Ginkgos have, there's male trees and female trees, and the females are the one that produce the fruit. So the Ginkgo Deva says, I offer a link to eternity. Look at my leaves and you will see the moment of my birth in the time before man. I am the silent witness of the past. I am the living memory of planet Earth. So the Ginkgo, I don't think we've ever pulled this card, you guys, from this deck. The Ginkgo is an ancient life form. Fossilized Ginkgo leaves have been found in rock strata that are over 150 million years old. The tree is, therefore, a part of our planet's memory. Ginkgo is sacred in Asia and is often planted near Taoist and Buddhist temples. It was Buddhist monks who first took the tree from its native China and introduced it into Korea and Japan, where it has flourished ever since. Ginkgo seeds are used to treat chest complaints in traditional Chinese medicine. Herbal remedies made from the leaves are used in the West to enhance memory. So Ginkgo says, have you forgotten something important? Perhaps it has slipped your mind because you subconsciously want to ignore it or because it challenges you. Think about what it might be and then take constructive action to address it. So it also has the inverse message. Memories can be very valuable, but they can also prevent us from embracing the present. Is there something you simply can't forget or forgive? Instead of holding on to these feelings, perhaps the time has come to let them go. So now we're back to our break free tree up at the top, who's saying, let them go. Break free of the memories that are holding you back. If you can't forget or forgive somebody, do you even have an idea of how poisonous that is to you? Yeah, they were the dipshits who did you wrong. Nobody's going to argue that. But the trees want to say, but now you got to let it go because it ain't good for you. It's been poisoning you. It's been keeping you in those issues that the root chakra holds, okay? That anger, that resentment, that unforgivingness. That keeps your root chakra imbalanced. And now it's time to break free of that. Let it go. Let it go. Just let them sons of bitches go. Okay? You got better things to do with your energy. You got better things to do with your time and your mind space and your thoughts. You could be putting that energy into yourself. You could be putting that energy into your meditation practice. So both of these cards, the Ginkgo and the pomegranate, both talked about the unconscious realm, the dream realm, the sub-psyche kind of energy. Sometimes we hold things in there. We may have had trauma happen to us early on in our life. We think we're over it, but we still hold on to it unconsciously or subconsciously. So that might be the work that you need to do now to free up and break free of that energy. That's kind of, that governs us sometimes and we don't even realize it. So, we can't just all go out and get hypnotized, but for some people, it's worth the effort to see if maybe you do want to go deeper into your unconscious. I so terribly wanted to be a hypnotist for so long, and I still might do it. I might be 50 by the time I move on that, but I do think there is so much benefit to being hypnotized and allowing ourselves to enter those parts of our mind that we can't normally access in our waking state. So if you feel called to have that kind of work done, check into it, because it could really help you free yourself from some of this stuff that it's just time to let it go. It's time to forgive. It's time to maybe even just find out what it is. If you're just I don't even know what the hell my problem is. It might be something that you subconsciously want to ignore it. Maybe because it challenges you. All right, so I'm just going to interject a quick story. This morning, when I'm on Facebook, I'm in one of those QAnon groups, and because I find the posts interesting, and I like to discern for myself what I think is really going on. So sometimes all I do is read people's comments and try to figure out what they're thinking. Is this where's this guy going with this? And so a light worker posted a post in that group, because it's patriots and light workers come together for a party. That's the energy of it, okay? And usually it's pretty good. Everyone gets along pretty good. A light worker posted about listen, if you are only love and lighting it all the time, you're not doing the world a service. Because you have to look at the darkness. And they were going off and saying, and if you come across somebody that wants to deny the darkness, that it even exists, those people are actually not of the light truly. Because if you are truly a light worker, you know that part of our job is to shine light into the darkness, expose the darkness, deal with the darkness, heal the darkness, integrate the darkness. And if someone comes along and wants to deny darkness, they were saying they might actually be some of the most evil people, because they're trying to hide the darkness, when in fact what we need to do is look at it. We need to look at the darkness. All this disgusting, heinous shit, we have to look at it and see it, because if not, it'll keep on being perpetuated out of ignorance. So I appreciated the post. I wasn't going to say anything about it, but I did look at the comments, and there was a guy who said, Lucifer would be so proud of you. That's what his comment to her was. And he posted all these pictures from a book, and I was like, okay, dude. And I wasn't going to read them, but then I did. And And he took pictures of something, you know, that like Lucifer was the bringer of light and enlightenment. So anyways, I was like, okay. So I was curious who this person was. So I went to his profile page just to kind of like figure him out. Long story short, as I'm going down his newsfeed, I see several things that trigger me, make me not like him, and I see several things that I love about him, and I even see something that was so funny that I like reposted it in my story, my Facebook story, okay? And I was like, wow, what a lot to get from one man. You know what I mean? Like, he's triggered me, he's pissed me off. I totally agree with him about that. I completely disagree with him about that. He's offended me with that, and now he just made me laugh, and I've reposted it. But anyways, and I was like thinking, okay, well, if somebody triggers you, what is that actually really about? See, I'm getting smarter, you guys. I know that if I get triggered, that's an opportunity for me to see what I'm holding, even if it's unconscious, subconscious, whatever. Like, if you're getting triggered, you got to stop yourself right there and try to figure it out. Well, why did that trigger me? Right? Do I have some fears associated with that? Do I have some healing work to do with that? If something triggers you, it's trying to get your attention for good reason. And maybe it just wants to be released. Maybe it's time to break free. But you definitely need to honor yourself and look at it. If not, it'll come back again louder and stronger and in a different way. Like, it's just, I just cannot stress that enough. It is just time for us to do our inner work, for us to go within. And so that's what Pomegranate is saying. And Ginkgo is saying, if you can't remember, like now, I think Ginkgo is trying to say, access your memories now. Like, if you're pretty good on your healing work, but yet there's a couple things, access your memories, and maybe even ancient memories. Or maybe just something that you brushed off because you just didn't want to be bothered with it, or it triggered you, but it's like, listen, go into your own darkness and do the healing work. Go into your root chakra issues and do your healing work. It's just time, and you're going to have to anyways. So you might as well get a head start on it and do it. So anyways, that's what the trees want to talk about, of course, doing our work, doing our inner work, facing our fears, breaking free from the negativity, honoring ourselves, and redirecting our energy and focusing on what we want and being aware of the shit that we are focusing our energy on. So, all right, I'm just going to grab our last deck, the Celtic Tree Oracle by Sherilyn Hidalgo. This is our delicious, I wanted to say bread and butter. I think I'm getting hungry. It is almost 1 o'clock, 10 till 1. So anyways, sorry this is so late. I know a lot of people are always a day behind because they do like to listen to Ho as a morning podcast. So like they listen to Mondays on Tuesday and they listen to the tarot one on Wednesday. Like they're like purposely a day behind so that they can wake up to a podcast. Someday maybe I can stay ahead of the game, but that's why people pre-record and then, have it all edited and post at a certain time. Personally, I just like to do things in the moment, so you'll never probably get me any more professional than I already isn't. Okay, Celtic Tree Oracle. What do you want to do, man? 1 card, 2 cards, 150 cards. We'll be here all day. These cards are so intense. They are. They really are. And I appreciate them. I appreciate their intensity. So whoever wants to come in to add to it, I got a bigger table. I got more space up here than I do downstairs. So they're saying top and bottom. Are you up for 2 cards? Oh my God. Maybe you need to push pause and go make lunch. I'll probably just be eating the corn dog that my son said he is not going to eat. I am with him 100% on that. I don't think a hot dog is in my best, my highest good today. Let's see who comes in here. We have the Grove. Okay, I've never even seen this card. I mean, at one point I know I looked at all the cards in this deck, but I haven't flipped through the whole deck in a while. We got number 21, Grove. There's like a Celtic name in front of Grove, but I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. And then we have Blackthorn again. All right, now this is getting freaky because we have so many repeats. Or, okay, sorry, trees are like repeats. That was rude. We have so many old friends returning. So many tree friends coming back again. Like energy, break free, honor yourself, pomegranate, and now Blackthorn. So we literally just got Blackthorn last week, and it was about protection. So I'm not going to read the whole thing because we just did this one, but I do want to cover it's like saying, yeah, keep protecting yourself. Keep your boundaries up. Keep watching your outside influences, okay? Keep learning from your challenges. Keep drawing on your spiritual strength. Keep your eyes open for that new direction or opportunity, okay? So we are still in a process of renewal, and we are still wanting to protect our space, our mental space, you know, things like that. So I love that Blackthorn is coming in saying, yeah, you still need protection. And to me too, maybe like, you know, with this whole Corona thing, a lot of us are laxing up. I know I am. I'm like at the neighbor's house. I'm holding baby squirrels. Did I tell you about holding a baby squirrel? I think I did. You know, I'm not feeling like isolation is important anymore. So maybe Blackthorn saying, well, just hang tight. Just lay low for a little bit longer. Right? And yeah, I mean, keep on looking at your challenges, your difficulties as opportunities. Remember, the Blackthorn said, I challenge you to see any difficulty you may be experiencing as an opportunity to let go of a pattern that is harmful to you or is holding you back from growth and maturity. And it is in between, it's nestled in between the root chakra, on the side of the root chakra card and the energy card. And it's saying, yeah, I second, I third that, right? How many messages do we get today that literally said, break free? That literally said it's time to let go of some negativity. And what is that? That's a pattern. Everything in this matrix is made up of patterns. All your thought patterns. See, thoughts are patterns. All your manifestations is just, you know, an accumulation of your energy. So it's a pattern. If you keep manifesting the same bullshit in your life, that's a pattern. If you carry within yourself a sense of dignity and self-worth and self-love, that's a pattern. So it's saying don't resist anymore. Okay? The sooner you look to your own attitudes, your own belief, your own subconscious, your own thought patterns, the sooner you look into your own mind, your own heart, your own soul, the sooner you do this, the sooner you can get on with your life. You know? And it's saying, if you come across any difficulties, look within. That's where your attention is. Blackthorn says, put your attention on what you are learning and what is required of you. Seek the higher road. Apply patience and be kind to yourself and others. Breathe deeply and know that this too shall pass. So Blackthorn comes in to literally validate letting go of that root chakra negative patterns and focusing your energy your thoughts, your attention on what you are learning and what is required of you. Learn your damn lessons, kids. Okay? I don't care if you are 33 years old. Learn your lessons. I don't care if you're 82, almost 83 years old. Learn your lessons, okay? I'm going to be turning 42 here pretty quick. And it's like, learn your damn lessons, kid. All right? You can't change anybody else. You can only change yourself. No more blaming other people. It's just time for you to become what you want to be. It's just time for you to create the world you want to live in. And yeah, forgiveness is a place to begin. So I have told I was going to say a dozen, but really it was just 3 people this week about A Course in Miracles. Because I can just see that they're ready for it. They're ready. They're ready to forgive. They're ready to get a hold of their thought patterns. They're ready to clarify their mind. Quit dicking around. It's time to learn your lessons. All right. Now, this Grove card. It's a beautiful path with these rocks, and there's trees on either side, and there's light beaming in through the woods, through the trees. And it's number 21, and there's a lot going on with this card. A lot, so much that I'm gonna get a drink. This Affirmation Minute is brought to you by our sweet herb of the week, Violet, and I lovingly dedicate them all to you. Thank you so much for hanging out. I am free. I attract the right people with my honey vibes. I create safe spaces for others to openly share with me. I honor my time to retreat and nourish myself. I use discernment and good timing for all my interactions. I look inside for my guidance. I am free. I attract the right people with my honey vibes. I create safe spaces for others to openly share with me. I honor my time to retreat and nourish myself. I use discernment and good timing for all my interactions. I look inside for my guidance. And so it is. I just feel like this is the podcast that goes on and on and on. But guess what? I'm free. Thank you, Violet. Our herb of the week. I am free. To just do it however I want to do it. So anyways, this Grove card, the first thing that I see is the totems associated with this Celtic tree is angels and guardian spirits. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot about angels lately because I've been following Angelic Speaks on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And I have this weird notion to reach out to her and see if she needs help setting up an Instagram. But anyways, that's not what I was going to tell you. But I should probably do that since I keep on thinking about, every once in a while I'll think about it. But was it roll late last night again or this morning? Maybe this morning. I'm not sure. But I love that the archangels are always trying to come back into my life. Do you know? I'm no, we're only doing herbs now, okay? But the archangels, they're always trying to get in there, you know? Or they keep finding me, or I keep stumbling on them. I keep reconnecting. Archangel Michael's hilarious like that. You connect with him once, you will connect with him always. But anyways, I had this weird idea that I should maybe do some extra podcast, a Saturday morning special and I was like, but I'm doing herbs here, not archangels. And they very clearly was angelic herbs. And I was like, what? And I was like, what? Rerun that. And so they kind of gave me this idea that like we could sit with one specific angel or ascended master or being or, you know, any type of deity, guardian spirit. But we could start with the archangels, like, and then we would see what herbs they wanted to pull in for a message. And I was like, well, that is a different idea. I'll write it. I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll write it down and I'll think about it, you know, because I get so many ideas. I have notebooks on notebooks of ideas. And another message that keeps coming in and finding me, it's like, hey, well, why don't you give some of them away? If you're not going to do all these ideas, why don't you give them to other people? You know, like, so I'm trying to, like, when I see somebody open to that maybe they need an idea, I'm trying to share that with people. So if I don't do it, do you want to do it? But it did kind of sound fun to me too, because like then I was envisioning like for one episode, like it would be like Kuan Yin. And I was like, ooh, that sounds pretty, because it's like, well, what herbs would Kuan Yin want to talk about or want to show us, or we just get a message in her name, and it gives us an opportunity to maybe learn what her message is. I don't know. It was just something I was thinking about. Well, was I thinking about it, or the thought came into my head and then the thought was thinking me? But I did entertain it for a little bit. But anyways, what got me started on that is that this Grove card, the totems are angels and guardian spirits. The deities and guides, get this, are unity consciousness, the universe, God, goddess, all that is the ancestors. The ancestors have been so relentless and so strong in wanting to get our attention. Any chance they can come in on the tarot readings, they do. Of course, that could be because I'm using the Herb Crafters Tarot, and, you know, but it seems like we're pulling all the ancestor cards all the time. But yeah, this unity consciousness, you know, it's like, I feel like less and less singling people out for messages and more just reading for the collective. It's like it's time for us to come together and see that we are all one, see that we are a part of all that is. So I have never seen this many keywords for a card. And that's kind of funny because, yeah, it's all that is. So I will read them, but dang, there is a lot. So the keywords for the Grove card: all knowledge, silence, meditation, prayer, initiation. Great Spirit, Source, the mystery, the temple, sacred spaces, unity, oneness, community. Tree teachings. Okay, that's fun. Tree teachings. Divinity. Recommitment to spiritual path. Okay, that's a good one, because like that is what is on the card, a path. But a recommitment to spiritual path. Communication with ancestors. Connection with spirit. Unity consciousness. Universal intelligence. Totems, guides, and deities on the spiritual plane. Loved ones and animals who have passed over. Dang. So this card represents the most important holiday in the Celtic cosmology, the day, which falls on October 31st and marks the end of the Celtic year. So it would be April 30th if you're in the southern hemisphere, I guess. Anyways, this is Halloween, Hallowmas, All Hallows, Samhain. This is a day that we give gratitude for and make space to connect with our guides, our totems, and our ancestors. If we follow a particular religion, it is time for prayers or perhaps going to the temple, church, or synagogue. Here we stand within the protection of the grove and enter sacred space. The grove is representative of all knowledge, of the temple, of the Holy of Holies, and the great silence. So this is a huge card. And especially to see that it's like, what is the reward of breaking free from your chains, from your negative thought patterns, from your hurt, from your pain, from your anger, from your fear? What is the benefit of that? And the answer is everything. Everything. You will have everything to benefit from breaking free of that negativity. You'll have everything to benefit from going within, to expanding your consciousness. You'll benefit everything. You'll connect with higher energies. You'll connect with your loved ones. You'll connect with your guides. You'll have communication with ancestors, connection with spirit. It's like a recommitment to your spiritual path. So don't you just want to like turn this off right now and go meditate or pray or just be in silence? But you know what? When we come together like this, it is a prayer. A lot of times when we sit together like this, it is a prayer. It is a sacred grove. It is a space. We create energy. I create the energy when it comes out of my mouth. You're adding to that energy by listening to it. We create energy together. So, what an amazing thing. Honor yourself by meditation and prayer and silence and giving yourself that space to be initiated into the great mystery. All that is, baby. That's what you have to gain from doing your spiritual work. All that is. So let's see what else the Grove has for us. When you receive the Grove in a reading, you are asked to reconnect to what is spiritually meaningful to you and to give your gratitude. This is a time to consider the sacred and connect with Spirit Source. Take time to sit in silence and review your year. Listen for messages from the ancestors. Meditate. Contemplate death. The Celts readily made space for the dead and believed they sent healing, guidance, and support for the living. What messages are they sending you? Remember that these beings are your support team and that you are loved and cherished. Perhaps your relatives were limited within their personalities while they were alive, and your history with them is not that positive. In spirit, however, they are open to a greater sense of wisdom and love to share with you. So that is a pretty cool idea, because even if they were a bugger and you didn't really connect when they were alive, now if they're dead, they're open to a greater sense of wisdom and love to share with you. So in spirit, you break free from a lot of these 3D limitations, and you let go of all that. So this card, the Grove, represents your community. Spend time with like-minded others in ritual and ceremony, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. Now get together. Maybe just online for right now. But reconnect. Reconnect with your source together in celebration and with gratitude. Do you have a place that is sacred to you? Do you have a spiritual group or temple, grove, center, or church that is meaningful to you? So it's time to ask ourselves, what spiritual practice supports me? What spiritual lineages have relevance for you? Like, connect with this stuff again. It is time to seek answers to these questions. If you have no answers, like if you're like, I don't know, if I don't, like you don't have a place that's sacred, you don't have a spiritual group or nothing. If you have no answers, it is time to include the spiritual within your life, okay? It's time. Explore what has true meaning for you. It is time to develop a spiritual practice. So either reconnect to what is spiritually meaningful to you, like reconnect, get back to it, or enhance it, or, really get it growing. Get that spirituality growing. Or start it from scratch if you've never had one. All right, so I want to read you the message from the Grove. It's a big message, of course. We are the Grove, and we send you love. We hold you and ground you. What is your favorite grove? Wherever it is, a grove of trees is a holy place. Make time to find a group of trees and sit among them, feeling their sacred energy. Or simply close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in a grove of your favorite trees. Attune yourself to the inner silence and open the portal of the grove with an invitation. Ask the trees if they will spend some time with you. We appreciate such an invitation. We lead you straight into your heart and into the realm of no space and no time and the dimensions of higher love, understanding, insight, and possibility. Feel into this dimension. From here, we can direct you towards people, places, and situations that will bless you. We can guide you towards your own expression of divinity. We can help you contemplate the mysteries and the magic of existence. This place is always available to you. We invite you to come and sit with us anytime you so desire. Here, at the portal of the grove and within your own heart, we invite you to open to the light. We come from expanded awareness and we return to expanded awareness. This is available to you as well. Do not fear. Sit quietly and we will help you recognize and align to your sacred purpose. We will help you to stay on your true path and know your power as a spiritual being. Here, in the holy darkness of the closing of the Celtic year, breathe in the deep, chilling air and give your gratitude. Light a candle and know that you are a flame of love and purpose. We will help you to grow in your resolve. We will help you know exactly what is right for you in the next moment. And all the moments to come. Holy shit. Was that like the best card we've ever gotten ever? Sorry, that was so magical, and then like my dumb personality had to break in there. Thank you, Grove. Thank you, Ginkgo. Thank you, Pomegranate. Thank you, Blackthorn. Thank you to all the trees that came back again. Are you not in love with the idea of sitting with the trees and inviting the trees to spend time with you? So what do the trees want to talk about today? Well, they want you to invite them. Invite them into your heart and allow them to help you and to guide you and to show you that you are a flame of love. You are a flame of purpose. Oh my gosh, I am in love. I am in love with the trees. I am in love with the trees.